Big thanks to Scorpio Scribe, who does all my channel artwork. Check out our links in the description. Kaiju, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Yeah, hello there, collectors. It's Steven here, and I'm back with another Playmates video for ya. Yeah, we managed to get 3 of these up in one day. Cool beans. So we're going to be taking a look at the Playmates Godzilla 2004 from the movie Final Wars. This is going to be one of their deluxe figures. It's going to be about 12 or so inches tall, a little shorter than that. And it is from a movie that, well, it had significantly divided the Godzilla community. Now, in regards to how the collecting communities have looked at this, well, unfortunately, what Playmates has done is it looks like they've taken some previously existing molds, modified them just a little bit, changed up the tooling here and there, and released them on the market. Some folks are upset at the plastic quality and paint applications, others are just happy to have more Godzilla product on the market. Unfortunately, sometimes more isn't better, but in this case, is this figure alright? Well, let's take a look to see whether or not it's worth adding to your collection. So if you haven't figured it out, this is going to be a modified version of Bandai America, not Creations, kids, that doesn't exist, 2004 Godzilla from Final Wars. However, when you're taking a closer look at this figure, you are going to notice that there are some differences between that mold and this mold. I don't have the Bandai America Godzilla 2004 because I have no need to get it. It's not one of the hottest things on the market, so I don't have it. But I do have this, because people like new stuff. Always remember that. Always. But anyway, from my recollection and from recently seeing it on clearance at GameStop for $25, keep a note, this is $20, we do have a few notable differences. The main body for the figure is going to be made of hard plastic, with limbs and so forth being made of softer material, not necessarily soft vinyl like we're used to, but a softer plastic. There are some detailed changes, specifically in looking at the face of Godzilla head on. I'm pretty convinced that they were able to make a new head sculpt for this Godzilla, because even though from the side shots, those do really look like the Bandai America Final Wars Godzilla, but head on, it definitely looks more accurate. So I'm not quite sure if this is a reused head sculpt from maybe one of these smaller Bandai vinyls, and they just amped up the size, or what's going on here, but yeah, the head definitely looks better. Throughout the rest of the figure, though, unfortunately, we do have a loss of detailing in the sculpt department. Some of the scales, scutes, and so forth of Godzilla do look like they're a bit, well, smoothed over, specifically when we get down to the thighs. And that, again, is something that happens when you go through any sort of recasting or remolding or editing process. You can lose details, so that is a bit of a bummer. Also, in regards to the paint, for the dorsal plates in specific, there is a nice white spray, which looks great on the dorsal plates, but it does bleed over onto the main body of Godzilla, and considering they're using a harder plastic, which is mostly unpainted, it looks like, that gives it a little bit of a wet, awkward look, and I'm not really a fan of that. Otherwise, we do have some nice paint applications on the nails, except for where mine was chipped right off of the shelf, and there really isn't much else to say. Basically, the figure does look overall alright if you're taking a look at it from a distance, but if you're, well, not even so much that, but if you're up close and you really inspect it, there are going to be quite a few things that are off. Moving on to articulation, this Godzilla actually does have a decent amount. We're basically just going to have swivels, but we have them at the neck, we have them at the shoulders, we have them at the hips, which actually can spin around if you really give them a chance, and then we're going to have a couple of swivels in the tail. So nothing overly significant, but if you need this Godzilla to move and groove, congratulations, you're going to be able to do that. Now we're going to go ahead and move on over to a size comparison so you can see how big this thing is in comparison with some other Playmates figures and other kaiju figures in general. So he's not really going to take up too much shelf space if you are prepared for a larger figure. Just keep that in mind when you go ahead and clear off your shelf. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. The way it looks right now is that the Playmate stuff is going to be a Walmart exclusive, and it's $20 at MSRP. Right now, at the time of this upload, I did see a few different Final Wars Godzillas from Bandai America available for $25 in store on clearance. So $5 more, you're going to probably get what's arguably a better figure. But for $20, if you're just looking to get it for a nice representation of the 2004 Godzilla on your shelf, maybe you're looking to give this as a gift, hey, it's not terrible. It's all right. Plus, there's a big Skull Island Kong. The two go together. They can fight. Yeah. not bad. So I'm not saying that this is a bad figure. I'm just saying it's lukewarm. You're either going to like this one or you won't. Or be okay with it, I guess. I don't know. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for STR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.